and welcome to another episode of Asian Not Asian Podcast, a podcast where two Asian guys not from Asia talk about American issues no American cares about. I'm your host, Fumi.
And I'm Mike Nguyen.
Today is Friday, December 31st. We're coming at you from both coasts, and we hope that it's the fucking new year, man. I think this is the first episode that's going to drop in 2022.
Yup.
So we hope that this podcast finds you with a lot of red envelopes and a little bit richer than you were maybe a couple days ago. We hope.
Yeah, get that red envelope, even though that's not until February. But, hey, get that money.
Oh,
whatever.
shit. I always forget you guys don't do it till February. We do it on
you guys
January
do
1st.
it. You guys do it.
Yeah.
Really?
We do it. Yeah, we do it January 1st.
Do you guys do the whole thing? Is it a lot of money? Is it like a fair amount of money?
Well, my family's not like that rich, but
Right.
like I'd get like $100 from my grandma,
Okay.
and then like $100 from my aunts and uncles. So like I'd probably leave with like $300-400 sometimes when I was a kid.
All right. Well, hey, if you're Japanese, hope you got that money. If you're any other
Yeah.
kind of Asian, then you'll get that money in February. If you're listening to us on your phone, please take a screenshot, post it to Instagram. That's how people hear about us. Leave us a comment about did you get money January 1st, or are you getting money later on? We want to know.
Yeah, when you get money, bro.
Yeah,
and
dude.
as always, before we start the show, we always like to give a Patreon shout out. A shout out to our newest Patreon subscribers. What is Patreon? It is the best way to support this podcast. We're a completely independent operation, so we're not with a network. So we pay for everything ourselves. So if you want to support this podcast, if you've been liking what you've been hearing, please go to patreon.com/Asian Not Asian Pod. Consider giving us some of your money, and that helps us pay for our editor, our producer, social media manager, and all kinds of fun stuff we do with the pod. And there's different tiers. You get like a DM slide. You get to pitch topics that you want us to talk about. But at any level, we give a shout out on this podcast, and we try to guess your ethnicity based on your last name. So this is what we're doing right now. And we're very good at it. So if you have a funky last name, if you grew up thinking like, man, nobody can never pronounce my name right, or nobody knows where I'm from, we got you. We got you on this podcast. But we're not that substitute teacher. We got you.
But I think also the fans are starting to game us because they're just leaving their gamer tags, not even their real names.
I know.
You know?
Jesus Christ. Okay, here we go. The first person is just D_NA.
Okay.
Just D nah.
Just D_NA.
Yeah.
Again, this is, I think.
I think this guy shot me on Call of Duty last night.
This is the guy who used the N-word on the Halo Infinite gaming forum. So
Yeah.
Geez, that's impossible to guess. I'm gonna say that this is a construct, an AI construct.
AI construct Asian?
Yeah, an AI construct Asian, an artificial intelligence scanned a whole bunch of Reddit forums and put together this entity called just D_NA.
Just Dina. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, we have all kinds of Asians, okay? We welcome all kinds of Asians. You can be Korean, you could be Chinese, you could be queer, you could also just be a code. You could be some algorithm.
Code.
And we really welcome you.
You could be C++ Asian. We're into that.
Hell yeah. Next, we got Christy Okada.
Okada.
That is a Japanese
name.
I actually know this person.
Really?
We met a long time ago at a comedy festival in Austin.
Oh.
Like in 2016 or 17.
Oh my
She was
God.
like a volunteer or something.
Oh.
And this is when like Asian comedians were like kind of rare.
Yeah.
And I met her and we were like kind of vibing. And I don't remember if she was like in the improv troupe, but there used to be. She used to be like part of or like maybe affiliated with an all Asian improv troupe. This is way before like Asian AF and all that. It was called like Hey We're Asian Y'all or something like that. It was like a Texas-based Asian improv group.
Evening,
like,
ma'am. We're Asians. Yeah. And then shooting guns through, and then throwing a red envelope.
Man.
Howdy doody, my name is Osaka-san. Kaplow. Kaplow.
Yo, but she's like an OG Asian comedy supporter. So shout outs to Christy.
Wow, all right.
Next we have Erica James.
Erica James.
Yeah.
Erica James. Do we
I want to say white, but I don't know. It might be a trick question.
I think this person is black. I want to say black. I don't know why.
You're gonna say black.
I'm gonna say black.
Okay.
And
like a black Asian?
A black
Asian or just no Asian?
I think no Asian. I think this is a
regular black.
A black ally. I'm just
Black
gonna go.
ally.
I'm gonna go with an ally.
Woo!
Somebody who's just
Black
we
ally.
do have a lot. We have a lot of allies up
Oh, yeah.
on our we see them in our DMs and stuff like that. And it's great. I fucking love it. I think they're learning and they're fans. So I think that's what I want to say. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Black ally.
I'm gonna do it.
Black ally Asian.
Do it.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
And last but not least, we have Hui T Hoffmaster.
Word. I know this person has DM'd me a few times, but even before I could already guess that this person, first of all, Vietnamese.
Yes, Vietnamese.
Right. But Hoffmaster, long hair, hot long hair Asian guy. I think it's German. I'm gonna say it. I think it's
really?
straight up German.
Okay.
Interesting. Hoffmeister. This guy knows.
You don't meet a lot of Viet Germans.
Yeah, I've met a few. That I remember when I was doing research for a joke, I found out that there is a Michael Nguyen German gymnast who went to the Olympics. And
Whoa!
Yeah, for reals.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. So if you're German, Vietnamese, you're a Superman, literally. So thank you very much for the money.
Thank you so much for the money. And again, if you want to get in this game and have us guess your ethnicity, go to patreon.com/AsianNotAsianPod.
Yeah.
Moving on, we always like to answer the question, what does it mean to be Asian American on this podcast? Because it's such a goddamn confusing experience. And we always try to answer that question by asking each other what kind of Asian we were this week. So Mike, what kind of Asian were you this week?
I was a high def Asian. High definition.
HD,
not even HD, 4K Asian.
You're a 4K Asian.
I'm
That's
a
right. Because HD, you're wrong. HD means 1080p.
Exactly.
You're 4K
Fuck
Asian.
1080p. I remember when 1080p came out and everyone was like, oh my God, 1080p. 1080p is for poor people. Okay? That's what P stands for.
Yeah.
1080.
It's just a Poe.
1080 Po. Okay? I'm not on that level anymore. Get me on 4K, $4,000 I spent on my, no. Okay, I got like, so I moved into a new place. You can see if you're on YouTube, I'm in a new space. And I had this old ass TV, old as fuck. And we've been chugging along with it. It's a good TV. It's a Samsung. I know people who this is so funny that people who have Samsungs are like so proud of it, like Korean people, they will never buy anything else. Samsung.
No, but LG's also Korean.
LG's are also is also. But it was like that.
But
was
does Samsung have a bigger following? You think?
Well, I think it's like it's like you know how Japanese people will really root for the Japanese guy who's playing in the MLB. This is the same, This is the same thing for Korean people.
This is their Ichiro.
Yeah, this is like, yo, Samsung or nothing, bun. You know, son, get out of here.
Yeah. I was talking to Karen Chi, and she said when her parents walk into a building, they go, "Oh, they have a Samsung TV."
Yes,
they'll point out the Korean.
They'll like all of a sudden they'll like that. You go up some points in there. So I had this old TV, and it was on its last legs. It was all like washed out. It looked all weird, and the Omarion variant, Omicron, the Omarion variant is out.
Omarion, Icebox. Yep.
So Icebox. So a bunch of my shows got canceled. I knew I was going to be home, so I said, fuck it, I'm going to get a new TV. I got a new TV, okay? It's OLED. This is not sponsored content, okay? This is I have an LG OLED TV. Amazing. Fucking amazing. I've been sitting here. I watched the entire Lord of the Rings extended edition. That's like 12 hours of elves and shit.
Wow. Just to like take advantage of the TV capabilities.
I wanted to see the craziest shit I could find. I was watching it on there. We've been stuck at home for like days and days. I mean, we'll go out and stuff like that. It's not as bad as like the beginning of the pandemic, but it feels bad. And so I knew I needed a new TV because I was going to be at home a lot. And boom, I'm an HD Asian. What's up?
Now, let me ask you this. Did you buy it online or did you go get it in person?
I bought it online and I paid, well, not very much money, but like you can pay a little bit more and then like the people will bring it into your house. They won't set it up, but like they bring it into your house. But I was like, I can't be like receiving a TV like...
Well, that's why like I've always been afraid to order stuff in New York, especially a TV, because they'll just like fucking leave it at your door.
Yo, exactly.
Like just like on Fifth Avenue or wherever the fuck you live.
Exactly. Just like on the corner, and 100% will be taken. So yeah, I paid a little bit more, and they came in, and you can set a time like with the window. So I set the earliest time I could, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and they came at like 6:30 in the morning. I could like hear them outside of my house.
Yeah.
And like I like
It's like Santa.
Dude, it was like Santa. Who knew that Santa are two Dominican guys who work at Amazon. Okay, it was like Christmas for me because I was in my robe and I immediately set it up. I didn't even like go back to bed. I was like, fuck this. I like woke up Gina. I was like, get up, we're doing this. I set it up. I like looked at all the things and like put it up and like plugged it in right away. And then I watched like 12 hours of Lord of the Rings.
Dude, I feel when I got my TV, which is a Samsung, by the way. We're on opposing teams. I got the Samsung.
Oh shit!
I don't like getting my fingerprints on it, so I had these microfiber wipes ready. Yep. So when I would put it on, I would wipe it immediately and get my things on.
It's amazing, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, obsessed with it.
Let me tell you something, okay? That getting, women can have children, and that's great. And the equivalent for men is having a TV, okay? You should see the look on people's faces when they like other guys will see this TV and go, oh my God, congratulations. You did it.
For sure. Guys look at TVs like they kind of like babies for sure because they'll come into your house and be like, ooh, what year is this one? Like, ooh, I like this.
Hey,
I like this one. I'm gonna get this one in yellow.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah, dude. It's amazing. So not even sponsored content, but LG, if you're out there,
LG, sponsor us,
up?
dude.
What's up? How about you, Fumi? What kind of Asian were you this week?
Man, it's been a couple. So I skipped last week. Thanks for covering for me. I was not here last week.
It's all good.
The last episode of the year, like a classic Japanese dad. I was gone. I left my family.
You were?
Family. I was in Hawaii. Okay.
Amazing.
Because I love Hawaii.
You
and I had 2 weeks off, so I was like, let's go on vacation. And I went to Hawaii. But this week I was a broken Asian.
Yeah.
Okay? I had a little health scare, man. We had a whole health episode a couple weeks ago with Dylan Adler. Oh, no, sorry, Dylan McKeever.
Yep.
And, we were just talking about getting older and our bodies are falling apart. And, this was so fucking scary because this kind of came out of nowhere. So, first of all, on that episode, I talked about how, like, my primary care physician was like, you probably have a hernia on your left side.
Yep.
But he was, like, a really bad doctor. Like, he didn't explain to me anything. I actually left him, like, a very bad review because I thought it was not okay what he did.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that happened, but I was like, okay, whatever. I don't feel any pain, so I'm probably fine. I go to Hawaii. I haven't been really exercising a lot in LA because I'm like working a lot, and it's just I don't walk around as much because it's not New York.
Yep.
So I wanted to do a lot of hikes and stuff. So I was doing a lot of hikes in Hawaii. They have beautiful hikes, everything was going great. And there's this one hike called Coco Head. Now, if anybody's been to Hawaii. It's kind of touristy, but it's also very beautiful, but it's like a really intense hike. And when I say hike, it's barely a hike because it's, Hawaii has a lot of Hawaii's hikes. They are, they used to be like military bases or something.
Sure.
Like they're called a PIO box or pillbox. Is what I think what they're
pillbox,
called. Yeah, so they have these like minor cart tracks.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of looks like Donkey Kong. You know what I'm talking
sure.
about? Those tracks. So it's like that. So you just hike up that. So it's basically stairs. It's basically just fucking stairs.
Sure.
And the amount of steps, I'm telling you, it's kind of like a Chinese kung fu movie where the master...
You got to carry the
like,
water on the pail?
Yeah, but
dude.
it's like 50,000 steps until your master's house. You know,
yeah.
It's like that. It's really fucking intense. And so we took it slow, but like, it's a lot of like the stepping.
A lot
motion,
of stepping.
Right? Regular hiking is more just kind of like walking,
cruise,
but this is like you're actually raising your leg over and over again.
And question, so did you, when the doctor told you have this hernia on this, on your left side, you didn't do that? Like he didn't say you got to do this or something, right? He didn't give you like
no, he
medication
didn't say shit. Because first of all, he said probably, and then he didn't like refer me to like a urologist or whoever the fuck I'm supposed to see.
Sure.
He was like, it's probably fine. It's just like a little bit. And he was like, if you don't feel pain, it's probably okay. So I didn't feel any pain. So I was like, okay. I'm not going to, we talked about this, right? Like you don't want to make a big deal out of things. I was like, I don't feel any pain. I'm not a football player. I'm fine. So I'm just like hiking. And it's so funny. I was like, I was getting really tired and I made some posts about it. I made like a funny post. I was like, how it started. I'm all like, yay, we're hiking. Literally like 10 minutes in, I'm like sweating so much and I fucking want to leave.
Fuck.
I'm so tired. I'm like flicking off the camera. And I posted it as like a funny Instagram thing. And you know how like a lot of our comedian friends will get naughty DMs, right? Yeah. They'll be like, yo, like I think you're really hot or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you and I get different kind of DMs.
No,
the DM I got, all my fans were like, no, you have a hernia. Be careful.
Hey, it's still
then
about
so
your
then I was
balls.
like-
It's still about your balls.
I swear to God, they were like, you shouldn't do that if you're hernia. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. Like, I could be making it worse, right? But I felt fine. So we make the whole thing up. It's very beautiful. I come back down. I get to the hotel. My balls, my fucking left ball starts like hurting so bad.
Really? So it really is your ball. Your ball hurts.
It's my testicle. In my testicle groin area, and then like
Fuck.
kind of where my maybe intestines are, but it's mainly it's the vein of my left testicle.
Jeez.
Is where it hurts. And I'm like touching it, and it's like way more veinier on the left side than the right side.
Oh my God.
Like it kind of feels like a bag of worms. It's really fucking
yeah,
gross.
no, I know what you're talking about. Oh, that's gross.
And I was like, what is happening? And it's not a sharp pain. It feels like somebody kicked my balls, and it's that dull pain for like days.
But it's just there all the time.
It's just there. And it's
Nuts.
like, it's not like I'm not, because you know when you get kicked in the balls really hard, you like want to throw up. It's not like that, but it's definitely like there, like to a point where like I can't like read anything. I can't like sit down and work because it's hurting me.
Yep.
I can like go for a walk and stuff. So this happened on like day 3. So for the rest of the trip, I just had ball pain. And
Oh my God.
I was just like, I think I popped a hernia. So then I stopped hiking. I swam a couple of times because it kind of felt better because
When you're in the ocean
underwater.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, because like, you know, it's lifting my balls or whatever. I don't really know the science of it. But like, so I was like really scared for the rest of the trip.
Jesus.
Really fucking scared. And it kind of just got me thinking like, you know, I remember when I was 19, like, I remember like I was back home in Ohio, and I remember I went to the Ohio State frat party.
Yeah.
And I remember like I would like shotgun like a Four Loko and like run on like a treadmill that was like randomly at this frat house, and then like go to my internship the next day. Like I would do crazy shit like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I'd be like fine. But like now that I'm 32, like literally I go on a beautiful hike and my balls explode. Like it is like so insane just over the course of 10 years that is my life. You know what I mean?
Dude, I mean, yo, it'll just get worse, bro. Don't worry. Don't worry, bro. It'll just get worse. But I mean, Jesus Christ. So so you went to the doctor recently, and then
So I came back. So I got back to LA, and I saw a doctor immediately. And then the doctor was like, I can't believe this other doctor didn't tell you to go see someone. He referred me to a urologist. I went to a urologist. He was like, oh, I think it's this other thing called like a varicose, which like a lot of lifters get it if you like flex too much or something, where like your veins just get inflamed and cause a lot of pain. So I'm on like some anti-inflammatory pills, but just in case, I went to go get like a scan, like an ultrasound.
Oh,
so
they
I
scanned
got
your
my
balls?
ultras. They scanned my balls. Yeah,
That's
it
tight.
was so interesting. I've never done. I mean, it's so funny because I thought it'd be like a 30-second thing, but it's like 15 minutes long because they do both sides.
Right.
And you know, it's funny. Like my balls are out, and this like young Puerto Rican nurse is like doing the thing, and because it's 15 minutes, he like starts to do small talk with you, and it kind of felt like I was at the barber. He was like asking about my job, and like I was like cracking jokes, but the entire time his hands were on my balls. It was the weirdest fucking experience.
I would love it.
Have you ever done that?
Had an ultrasound on my balls.
Yeah, well, some people do it for like fertility purposes too.
I haven't had that done. I mean, the last time I had to go in there, the last time something like that happened was I thought that I had something on my balls. I thought I had like a bump on there.
Yeah.
And I could feel something like hard. I was like, this is weird. So I went in there and I told the doctor, and the doctor was like, I told this story before, and he's like, you probably don't have cancer because you're too old. He's like, cancer, testicular cancer is for men who are like under 26 or something. Don't quote me on that. If you're a young man and you feel like you have testicular cancer, you should go check it out. But at the time, I wasn't even that old. I was like 28 or something. And he's like, no, you're fine. You don't have anything because, and I like made him touch my balls. I was like, yo.
Yeah.
I was like, grab these balls, bro.
Doc, you gotta grab these balls.
Bro, you got it.
I'm not joking.
And he's like feeling it. And he's like, yep, nothing. Now you made me touch your balls for no reason. And then and another time I had to go. This is when I had my appendix out. And for some reason, the doctor had to stick his finger in my butt. I don't know why. I was like, this is not even in the area, you know. So this guy comes in.
Bro, did you get assaulted?
Wait a minute.
Was this the gynecologist from USC?
No, think about it. he just had overalls on. This is weird. No, no. He had to do something, and I made some stupid joke, and he was like, you could tell he was so upset about it. Not upset, but he was just like, he'd heard it like a million times. You know, he's like, ha ha ha, and he like laughed right away. But
That's
no,
funny.
I mean, it's crazy when I feel too like, you know, when you're like a young dude, you're like kind of nervous about stuff like that. Oh, I don't want anyone to touch my balls, haha, or sticking their finger.
Yes,
in my butt,
yes.
ah. But when you get older and you're like in pain, you're like, yo,
Yes.
do whatever you need to, doc. I will do whatever you need to. If you need to take a videotape and put it on the internet, do it, because
Dude,
this is crazy.
I was just thinking that. I was like, when you are older and you have pain, you don't care what the circumstances. Like, I was thinking, like, if they had to do this ultrasound in the middle of Times Square, I would do it.
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yep.
Like, because this is not funny to me. It's a health issue. Like,
Yeah,
it is weird how
absolutely.
you like pass this threshold and you're like, I do not give a fuck who looks at my penis.
I don't
like,
give a
you
shit.
know what I mean?
This is wild. This is dumb. You can roast me.
It was really funny because as I was getting my ultra scan, like the guy, he was like a young guy, and you know, like it's so funny. A lot of young people, no matter what they do, they want to change their careers.
Oh.
So he was like talking to me about. He's like, yeah, man, like if I could do it over again, like I'll probably major in computer science and like maybe try to code. And I was like, oh, you mean like touching people's balls wasn't your dream job? That's weird. Like I was like, trying to make jokes with him, but I just thought it was so funny. Like no matter what you do, everybody's trying to get into coding.
No matter what it is. I mean, you know what? At least he has a cool, like, at least his thing that he wants is like something still, you know.
It matters. It's an important job.
It's an important job, and you're going to get paid well, you know?
job.
And I feel
Yeah.
like you can, so there's so many resources for you to do that if you wanted to do it. But it's like for you and me, we're just like, if we could do it again, we'd be podcasters. You know, like, not even something useful. Like we have like good jobs, and we're just like,
Yeah.
So, okay, so are you doing it? You're feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better with these pills that I'm on. Still a little pain, but I'm doing a lot better. It's also a mental thing because now he like ruled out the hernia and cancer. I'm like just mentally feeling better. But this is a great segue into our kind of theme for 2022, Mike, isn't it? Because
Yes.
when we first started the podcast, we were like, we're a comedy podcast, and then
I
throughout
see.
the years, a couple of things happened. We have aged. It's been like 4 years. It'll
It
be 4
has.
years
It
in
has.
March, that's like high school. We're like seniors.
Yeah.
We're like seniors.
Seniors
We're senior
in the
podcasters.
podcast world, yeah.
So there's that. We have age. So we're like different, you know? Like I when I started, I was 28. Different things were going on in my life, you know?
Yeah.
That and also, you know, I think when you have a podcast, you got to have a good angle. And we found that nobody gives a fuck about comedy. and recently we've been talking a lot about health. And I think that we're just going to become a health and wellness podcast. That's
I like
kind of
that.
what I'm thinking for 2022.
I like that.
Because also, remember when we had Sierra on the other day, we were trying to talk about like sex and stuff and we couldn't do it.
Oh
'cause
my
we don't
God.
care.
I think I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about that the other day. And how,
I love that. I
yeah,
love
me
that
too.
moment.
I was like, you know what? Let's not talk about our body counts or any like, oh, were we fucking in high school? No, I think we ended up started talking about the band or something. What did we talk about? Something stupid like that.
Like a time we got in trouble.
Yeah, something like that. I think we talked about detention. Yeah, that's us. So yeah, I like that. I mean, hey man, wellness is real big. I think there's a lot.
Wellness is big.
A lot of products that are specific to our demographic. Okay, for example, you know, a special kind of ultrasound ball gel. Okay, that they can use.
Oh yeah.
Right. So like, you know, maybe it doubles as also a fleshlight gel. You know.
Yeah.
And
dude, when he squirted it on me, it was like really warm, and I kind of liked it. I was like, oh, you microwave that shit? It's like kind of warm.
Yo, man, he put that ultrasound little like a scanner into the dishwasher, you know. With Asa Akira afterwards. Yeah, dude. I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. You're not even that old, bro. Come on. You know what? You know what's crazy? You're still not old. You're not old. You're not to the age where I had even started comedy yet. You know?
Yeah, when did you start? 34?
I was 34, 33. Yeah. And
wow.
yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
dude, I mean, you know, even back then I was like, you know, your whole story about Four Loko was, I mean, I wasn't around doing Four Loko and then running on a treadmill like a weirdo, but you know, for sure, I always think it's like what getting older isn't necessarily that you can't do crazy shit. it's just that like your power meter, you use up your power meter really fast, right?
Yeah.
You know, like back in, before when you're young, you can use your power meter, like, you can do your special move and then it powers up right away, it goes right back. But for like, as you get older, your power move, you can still do it, but like for 3 days, you can't do anything else. You gotta like just lie there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a one Hadouken kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You got your Shinku Hadouken, right? And that's it. Yeah. You can use it on Dalzim, but then the next 3 fights you can't use it, and that's how you get your ass kicked by Zangief. So that's really what it's about. What is this other thing you wrote here? It's, not spiral.
Oh, that's like speaking of wellness.
Yeah.
Speaking of goals. I guess I'm okay talking about this on the podcast.
I'm okay.
We don't have to talk too much about it.
Sure.
But Louis C.K. released a new special.
Oh my god.
I'm on his email list, so I got it and I watched it. By the way, I must have missed this. Louis C.K. is nominated for a Grammy. Did you know that?
For his albums, probably. I mean, I wouldn't be
his
surprised.
last one.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. I don't know. But obviously, very smart guy. Whatever. It's very funny. But there's one part where he talks about the reason why people aren't. I don't remember what the joke is, but he makes a really smart point as to like the reason why. Because I talked about one time how I like got to LA, got the dream job, and I wasn't like super happy.
Yes.
And he was like, the reason why that happens to humans is because we make all of our decisions based on fear.
Oh.
And so when you finally get the thing that you want, whatever that may be, you did it out of fear. So it's not even what you really wanted. So that's why you're not happy. And it like blew my mind. I was like, oh my God.
That's true.
Oh my God. That's so true. It's so true. You take these things in comedy because it's like, well, what if I don't get another job? Right? Because like, I think like if you're being completely honest, this is like in my mind considered like an unfair expectation or reality. But like if I'm just doing this full time, that'd be fucking cool. That's what I really want.
Yes.
That's like the easiest thing for me. But I'm like writing pilots and like acting auditions because I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared this won't work out. I'm
Yes.
scared that this isn't enough. I'm scared my stand-up is not enough. So I do these other things and like, hell, maybe I get a role in a new Seth Rogen movie. People are like, that's awesome, dude. Congrats. But like, is that what I really wanted? No. And that's why, and I just thought, hey, health and wellness, you know what I'm saying? That's something to think about in 2022,
Yo, I fucking hear you there. And I always think that I don't ever think about what we do here. And even when you and I are like Japanese salary manning it up, like going somewhere and like doing a speaking thing or whatever, it never feels like work because I don't do this out of like, oh, I need to do this because if I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's something like I want to do. And it's so unusual in life for you to do something out of pure joy,
Yes.
And the same thing with stand-up. Like stand-up, I know I don't get paid very much for doing it. It's purely something I like to do, and despite many drawbacks, many drawbacks to it.
Yeah.
But it's like something I find I find joy doing, and I think a lot of people don't have that. No matter what it is, whatever that is, But when you're working and when you're not working, you know what I'm saying? Even if you're being productive or whatever, this is like something where I do this out of sheer pleasure. Not even pleasure. That's not the right word. It's not like I think there's a difference too between doing something where you're just like eating a cake. Like I love eating cake. Yum, but it's that's not the same thing as like working on something you're passionate about, right?
I think what you're trying to say, at least the way I feel when I do stand-up, is like you like who you are when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I did something important with my life, even though I'm just telling dick jokes. You know what I'm saying? It's and I can tell sometimes because other people are envious that I do it. Other people go, I wish I could do something like that, and I'm like, some people. I get to do something that other people wish they could do, and that's like a great blessing. So I hope that's what we want out of 2022 is to do that. I've done some stuff in 2021, which will happen in 2022. So I'm hoping 2022 is a big year for me.
This might be your year, bro.
I hope so.
Finally. It might be your turn, dude.
You know what? I always think about? You know what I think? I was speaking of problematic comedians and their philosophy. I think about Aziz. You know, Aziz always he says, "You just got to be undeniable," right?
Yeah.
And I kind of feel I think a lot of people think, "Oh, you have to be undeniably good," right?
Mm-hmm.
And I actually don't think that's what it is. I think you just have to be undeniable, as in it's about your time. It's your time because you've been waiting so long. You know what I'm saying?
Like, no, it is my turn. My ticket says number 7.
Yeah.
I'm fucking number 7.
I've been waiting at this California pizza kitchen for 45 minutes. Okay, it is my turn to sit down at the table. I don't give a fuck. You know, like I think that's me. I'm not. It's not like I'm undeniably funny, but you know what? Most people are not like that. Almost. I mean, honestly. Vast majority. This isn't shade. I'm not throwing shade. This is just the nature of comedy. Most people are not undeniably funny, but
they're okay.
You're okay. You're okay. Let's just everybody pump the brakes. You're okay.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you can be real good, but you know, there is a point where you're like, okay, this guy's been waiting long enough, and he's pretty good. That's really that's your undeniable. You know, I've been waiting. I really have. I've been sitting. Look at me, dude. Like I've been. Come on. I'm at the dim sum restaurant with the ticket. You know, that fucking system they got. Like 46, and you're at number like 107. You know, and you're like, okay, come on. Just put me in here.
That's so funny. Yeah, man. Old guys reinterpreting young guy quotes. That's a segment right there. Yo, Mike, I know you were growing your hair recently, and after it had grown, you were a little bit concerned about the way it was growing and perhaps how much hair you've lost over the years.
Word, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was growing out my hair for a little bit, and it was okay. It was okay. It didn't look too bad, but I was like, hey, man, you know what? There's some spots where I wish I had a little bit more. So, you know, a little bit more coverage, you know what I'm saying? So what I started using Nutrafol.
Did you know that there are 5 root causes for thinning hair? Nutrafol is the hair supplement that goes beyond genetics to target stress, hormones, nutrition, metabolism, and environmental factors that may be impacting your hair. Environmental factors. Yeah, that's crazy. I live in LA. This is the dirtiest city in the world. This is why I'm thinning. This is why I'm thinning.
It really is. Okay. And you know what I liked about Nutrafol too is that it does a lot of different things. It's got it improves hair growth, thickness, visible scalp coverage. It's got 21 potent natural ingredients that support sex drive, better sleep and less stress. So, you know, it's kind of got a little bit of the whole package.
That's crazy because when I was taking that kind of the hair supplements back in the day, check out our previous episodes. There were a lot of stuff that said like it is gonna decrease your sex drive. So it's crazy that this actually has it's not just neutral; it drives your sex drive. So you get hornier and your hair gets thicker. In a clinical study, men showed progressive improvement in their hair growth and thickness after just 3 to 6 months.
And Nutrafol is trusted and recommended by more than 1,500 top doctors.
You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code ASIAN to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time.
Plus free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code ASIAN.
Well, you know me, Mike. You know me, right?
I know.
You know.
I know.
If you know this, if you know anything about me, you know that I'm out there.
Yes. You're out there.
I'm out there pounding. And a lot of people are like, Fumi, why are you so good at pounding? And by a lot of people...
Yeah. I always ask that. I don't even believe you.
By a lot of people, I just mean Mike. The secret is, it is Helix Sleep Mattress. Helix Sleep has a quiz that takes just 2 minutes to complete and matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Why would you buy a mattress made for someone else? With Helix, you're getting a mattress that you know will be perfect for the way you sleep and pounding.
Everybody's unique and pounds uniquely, and Helix knows that. So they have they have several different mattress models to choose from. They have soft, medium, and firm. Wink, wink. Mattresses great for cooling you down if you get hot. And even a Helix Plus mattress for plus size sleepers because, hey, man, everybody needs love.
Just go to helixsleep.com/Asian. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to the customized mattress that will give you the best sleep/pound of your life.
They have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for free for 100 nights, risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you will.
Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helix.com/Asian.
That's helix.com/Asian for up to $200 off. And when you're doing your threesomes, 2 free pillows.
Now back to this.
Yeah, if you're enjoying our lovely ball content, please leave a review on the Apple Podcast app. If you're on Spotify, you can leave a review now. This is a new thing. You can leave a review on Spotify. And so be sure to do that and follow us so you can always be up to date on the latest episodes. If you're on YouTube, smash that like button, as they say. Hit subscribe. And then leave a comment. Tell us, let me see here. Tell us the last time you had the doctor touch your balls. Because that's our demographic now. That's who we do. That's who we are.
Oh, also, if you leave a review between now and 1,000 reviews, the best review might get tattooed on Mike's thigh. Might. So it's something you might want to consider.
I'm up for a tattoo. I am up for a tattoo. Let's just say that. I'd like to get one in like February-ish. So, hey, you still got like 2 months left. As you know, Fumi, I was a high-def Asian, and one of the high-def things, I've been watching so much content. Watched all the Matrixes again. I watched all of the Lord of the Rings, and I watched so much YouTube as I do. And one of the things I also watched was that new movie. It's called Love Hard. It's not that new. It's like maybe like a month old now. But it's like a Christmas rom-com. It's on Netflix. It's got Jimmy O Yang and Nina Dobrev in it. And it's cool, man. I don't know. You haven't checked it out yet, Fumi, right?
I have not seen it. For the people who may not know, but they've definitely seen the trailer. What's like the quick synopsis?
So, okay, basically what happens is Nina is, your archetypical rom-com gal, okay? She's looking for love. She's on the apps. She can't meet anybody. And then she comes across a profile which has Darren Barnett, who is the hot Asian dude from Never Have I Ever. And he is very hot in it. And she strikes up a conversation with this account, and it goes on for a while. But then it turns out that actually it's not Darren Barnett. It's Jimmy O Yang's character who's doing this. So basically Jimmy O Yang kind of catfished her, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like they're in this small town, and she confronts him about it. And what happens is Jimmy O Yang feels real bad, so he says he's gonna set up Nina's character with Darren Barnett's character. So now there's like a love triangle going on there.
Okay.
He's kind of like giving her advice on how to. Oh yeah, like I guess Darren Barnett's character is real like outdoorsy, so she's got to do all this outdoorsy stuff which she doesn't like doing. But it's like the whole back and forth between, this whole thing with Jimmy and Darren and Nina. So it's cool, man. I would say it was a good rom-com, Christmas rom-com, because a good Christmas rom-com, you're in it while you're watching it, and as soon as it ends, it just disappears. Just goes away, and you just don't even think about it. So that was like perfect.
Yeah.
I've watched some real weird ones, and it was a solid one. It was well done.
Well, you know what? Do you know what the general reception has been? Because I know every time there's Asian people are like, this is not what Asian Americans are about, or whatever. I will say, a nerdy like Reddit Asian looking guy like Jimmy O Yang using a picture of a white man to get a white woman. Kind of on brand, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like toxic Asian guys have done that in the past. I don't know. That's just the kind of vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, so I think one of the good things is almost that there hasn't been anything too crazy about it, like anything in the news, because again, when we started this podcast, now we're seniors. When we were freshmen, if this movie had come out, we would be this would be like the biggest fucking news ever, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't even get this to go because Jimmy O Yang wasn't anybody at the time. I mean, I think he had been doing Silicon Valley. Nobody knew who Darren Barnett is. The whole like language literally of this movie wasn't in place yet to have this. If you went up to Nina Dobrev and was like, "Hey, we're going to have Jimmy O Yang and Darren Barnett," blah, 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 she'd be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And she wouldn't be on board with this. But now obviously you have all these actors. Darren Barnett he plays an Asian guy. I think he plays like a mixed race Asian person. And so there is a funny scene. So, again, it's going back to the language thing. There's a scene, and Jenny Aramoto, the last guest we had on here, had this really funny thing on TikTok about how like one of the when they're looking through the Tinder profile or whatever of Darren Barnett's character, one of the things they say is like, oh, look, he's real hot and he's real fit and he's Asian American. They say that out loud and as a good thing, right? And that's supposed to be a good thing. Yeah. And it feels very weird because I don't think you and I would ever say, I don't think Asian people would ever say that to each other. Like, hey, he's also Asian American. Like you would never say that in Derek. You'd be like, oh, he's really hot and he's got like good abs, blah, blah, blah. And oh, cool, he's Chinese. Great. Like that's like a thing.
I feel like the only way it's acceptable to mention the race like that is if they don't like that he's Asian American and they mention it first. So like if they're going through the profile and he goes, he's black, that I understand. Yeah. That I understand. Like it's not good, Asian? But it's like, okay, he's Asian, exactly. But if it's he's 5'9", he's a Harvard grad and he's Puerto Rican, like that's weird. That's a weird thing to say.
I do wish that the that Tinder had a feature where it would just eavesdrop on your first reaction. Yeah. Because like yes. Like if Tinder could like read your face and also like hear like if you
that's what I want to see.
Yeah. Yes, I want to see that. I want to see Tinder 4.0 and it's like if you go, oh my god, he's Chinese, ew, and it scans it, keeps that in the database, and then like blackmails you later.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of white girls who go like, well, there's nothing wrong with dating an Asian guy. This is totally fine,
Swipe,
This is totally fine.
And just reads the face.
Yeah. That's what I want to see.
You know what I'm saying? But like the algorithm is still like, nope, still racist.
Yeah. My God.
Yeah, I was what was it? Yeah, I was so it is interesting, and I wonder sometimes how white people do react to that, because again, I think if you're an Asian person and you're like swiping, obviously you're trying to like you're doing your thing, and I would say that Asian people, like we're if we're looking for an Asian partner, we are looking for like someone who is like the kind of Asian you are, right? That may play a factor. Not to say it would be the only thing, but it's like, oh, he's also Vietnamese. Cool. Now we have something in common.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Rather than like he's Asian American generally. I don't know. I don't know. If
generally. Yeah.
I know some people are
really
into that.
Means
but,
nothing.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know how white people do it. But
yeah.
Were
you also saying people were like were complaining or upset that like someone like Jimmy O Yang would never be able to? Because I at the end, this is not a spoiler because it's a fucking rom-com, but I'm guessing at the end Jimmy O Yang ends up with the hot girl, right?
Yeah. So this is a spoiler, but yeah, they get.
But it's a rom-com, so
it's a rom-com, so it's not really. And it was kind of weird. So at first I was like, "There's no way Nina would get with Jimmy," and I was like, I like looked up pictures of them and like put them side by side, and I was like, I'm trying to imagine this couple together. But then I realized that in Hollywood, first of all, whatever looking dudes, and there's no shade on Jimmy, okay? We will love you on the pod sometime, Jimmy, but a mediocre looking guy will get with a really hot girl. I mean, this happens all the time in Hollywood. Like, think about Seth Rogen is, in any of the movies.
Every movie he's been in, he's with a hot girl.
Super hot, so yeah. I think it's a little bit more like their vibes are real different. Like Jimmy's vibe is in the movie, he's kind of like granola-y, and her vibe is kind of like LA cool girl. So like the vibes are a little weird, but I was like, you know what? I'll let it play because again, it's a fucking Netflix rom-com. So, whatever.
Yeah. I also think like I was talking about this earlier, but a lot of people say like, oh, that girl would never get with that kind of guy. Now that I'm in my 30s, I disagree with you. I've been seeing a lot of couples. I think a lot of hot women are starting to date. I don't want to say uggos, but I'm going to say uggos for the sake of comedy. But like guys that are like looks wise, a little, and body wise, like a little bit below their league.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And I've been talking to a lot of, comedian friends about this who are like single and they're women and they're that kind of dating and stuff. And especially like if you're like a very smart person and you work in the creative field and obviously you want to be physically turned on, but like being mentally turned on is equally as important.
Yeah.
I think a lot of hot girls like dated hot guys in their 20s and they fucked around, and I think a lot of them are maybe boring, or like because they're hot, they haven't really had to learn a lot of sort of like emotional skills. Like, so my friend was telling me like she's very attractive and now she's dating guys who kind of look like schlubby a little bit, just kind of like whatever.
Yep.
But she was like, you know, the most important quality to me when I'm dating somebody is that like they follow through. Like, do they call me back? Do they text me back? Like, are they committed? Do they care about me? And like she mentioned like 7 things. Not once did she say like tall or like 6-pack or like big dick. Like, it just, you know, when you get to a certain age, it's like I'm trying to like have a partnership, so I need you to like care for my wellness, you know. And I know it sounds so obvious, but it was really refreshing to hear like a hot girl say that. Yeah. Because like I think there are a lot of girls like that now, like a Nina whatever. You know, who like, obviously initially your reaction to Darren Barnett's abs are like, whoa, he's a hottie. But hey, maybe Jimmy O Yang, like, he's going to text you back. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to leave you on red. And that's what a girl in her 30s needs sometimes.
That's what that's what it is. We should be consultants, obviously, for this kind of thing. I think they do a good job of kind of like setting it up. Also, like Darren's character in it, he's not like a douchebag. He's actually like, he seems like a nice guy. It's just like they don't have a good connection. Like he's just like not into like what she's into, and so it's kind of like, it makes it so it's like, oh, she has to be with Jimmy because this the alternative is like this total psycho, you know, this is like total you know, asshole guy. So that was cool, and I think the bottom line is, hey, if you can, try to be like Jimmy O Yang, because that's more sustainable lifestyle. Okay, than being Darren Barnett. Okay, that guy can't eat carbs ever. Also, we're gonna put him on blast a little bit. Okay, he was supposed to be on this podcast like
he was
6 weeks ago.
He was, and then he canceled last minute.
He canceled on us.
He canceled last minute. I forget why.
I think
he just forgot or something.
I just realized we are Nina in this scenario.
Oh my god, we are Nina.
Oh my god, he left us on red, dude.
Yes, on Reddit, but also Jimmy O Yang never got back to us either, so we're getting denied both ways.
We're just alone.
The saddest Christmas rom-com. 2 podcasters who can't get a guest.
That's a great rom-com right there. Okay, you know, you gotta. If you both of us are on the same Tinder profile, you have to date both of us at the same time. Hey, they look good. You know, they're funny. You know, they're Asian American. they're podcasters. Okay, you know. Hey, get on this. Yo, Fumi, man, how's your noodle stuff going, man? How's your noodle game?
How's my noodle stuff going? Oh, I'm so glad, because nobody asks me that. Nobody asks me that anymore. Nobody asks me how my noodle game is going.
How's your noodle game, bro?
You know, I mean, I live alone now, so I have been eating a lot of like cup noodles and stuff like that. You know, a lot of like the you know, the seafood ramen cups and the shin ramen and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm kind of getting sick of it. Is there anything you would recommend?
I got this new thing, man. Okay, it's called Sesanood. All right, Sesanood. All right, it's a Taiwanese instant noodle brand. Okay, it's just coming into the U.S. market. It's real fresh, man. Each pack of Sesanood comes with a generous amount of delicious sun-dried noodles that has no additives or preservatives, and a mouth-watering sesame sauce pack. There is the most abundant amount of real sesame content out there, man. It's got mad sesame content.
Dude, people are, all the Gen Z kids are talking about collabing and like content these days, but like nobody's really doing sesame content, you know?
Yo.
Everybody's like, oh, branded content, sponsored content. No. Sesanood is like sesame content.
No, you got to have sesame content, okay? All right, Sesanood follows a 5-decade-old recipe created by the founder of Sesanood's grandmother. So, you know, this is some real shit, homie.
That's some real shit.
Yeah, dude.
That's some real shit. All you gotta do to get these delicious noodles is to visit www.sesanood.com. That's SESANOOD.com. The listeners of the Asian podcast may apply the exclusive code Asian for checkout, which will offer them 10% off on top of whichever promotion Sesanood is currently running. So I think I'm gonna go check this out, man. I'm getting hungry.
Go check it out, dude. Right now, dude. Okay, it's www.SESANOOD.com.
When you use the bathroom, you always close the door behind you. right? Mike, right? You don't want random passersby looking in on you. So why would you let people look in on you when you go online? What an analogy. Boom.
Wow. Whoa.
Using the internet without ExpressVPN, bro, is like going to the bathroom and not closing the door.
Oh,
That's
shit.
crazy.
Yo.
My old roommate used to do that. My
Oh,
old
my
roommate
God.
used to just keep the door open. You know what? Also not an ExpressVPN user.
No, that's terrible, man. Okay, because did you know that your internet service provider knows every single website you've ever visited? That is nasty. And what's worse is they can sell this information to ad companies and tech giants who will use your data to target you.
I feel we could really go in a different direction here and have a different conversation about how that's a huge problem, but it is what it is, and that's why ExpressVPN is here. ExpressVPN puts a stop to this because people are doing illegal shit. ExpressVPN puts a stop to this. It creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so that your online activity cannot be seen by anyone.
Yo, I use ExpressVPN on all my devices. It works on everything. Phones, laptops, even routers. So everyone who shares your Wi-Fi can still be protected even if they don't have ExpressVPN.
It's just a good way to stay secure. If you're like me, I know a lot of anals out there. You guys are wild like me. We're on wild. We're just wilding out on the internet. We're going to websites that, I don't want people looking at my Google searches. Also, not even really related to this security thing, but you can also make your computer think you're in a different country. So sometimes when you're traveling and you want to watch the HBO Max show, like I remember back when Game of Thrones was on, I was in Japan, but I was able to watch it because I would make my computer think it was still in America. So there's all kinds of perks like that.
That's crazy, man. And the best part is using ExpressVPN is as easy as closing the bathroom door. You just fire it up. You just fire up the app, click one button, and you're protected. So close that damn door.
ExpressVPN is the world's #1 rated VPN by Mashable, The Verge, and countless others.
So if you're like me and believe your online activity is your business, secure yourself by visiting expressvpn.com/Asian today. Use our exclusive link, expressvpn.com/Asian, and you can get an extra 3 months free. That's expressvpn.com/Asian.
Moving on to everybody's favorite segment, it is Das Race News.
Das Race News. We haven't had this in a while.
I know, I haven't done this in a while. Speaking of uggos. No, that's mean. I don't mean that. This came up on our feed recently. 90 Day Fiancé, a little bit of hot water. Headline reads, Ella, who's like a new person on the show, reveals how she met her jackpot Johnny from China. So before the 90 days, star Ella spilled how her Asian culture obsession led to her finding a real-life boyfriend from China, Johnny. Idaho resident Ella is 29 years old and calls herself a country girl. The trailer for her 90 Day Fiancé segments has shown Ella wielding a long sword and talking about hitting the proverbial jackpot when she met Johnny. These suggests she has an Asian fetish. So if you haven't seen the video, definitely Google this. It's very funny. It's basically this woman named Ella, and she's very, very open about her Asian fetish, and it kind of introduces her and her boyfriend, who's still in China. I don't watch 90 Day Fiancé, but I believe the premise is like trying to get like a foreign spouse to come over to America for a green card or whatever,
I was confused, but okay, so I guess that's the premise, because there's so many fiancé ones. I thought this was going to be, what's that other show where you can't see the person and then they become
yeah, that's I don't know. The Netflix one?
Yeah, I guess so. This is completely different.
No, Maria watches this one. This is like, it's like, remember, the short guy named Ed, Big Ed? He went famous from this. It's like basically, I mean, the original premise was like white guys buying maids,
mail order bride types.
Mail brides from Philippines. That's really what this was. And now there's different variations of that, but it's a lot of like Russian people, Southeast Asian people, Chinese people trying to come over, marrying an American in person. But there's some articles written about this because I think her open she is to the Asian fetish thing, I think became like a point of contention for a lot of people. You watch the trailer, you don't watch the show, obviously. I don't watch it either. But what was your first impression on the trailer?
Well, first of all, I wasn't bothered by this because the entire premise for the show is problemack. So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you got this little thing on top. Yeah, sure. I guess that's a problem. The whole thing is a problem. You already like killed a busload of children, and now you're like, oh no, I also stole the bus. I'm like, who cares?
Yeah. It's like a cartel boss being like vegan or something. It's like, I don't care. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. You're a drug trafficker. But it's also, sometimes it feels good, and Jesus, almost it's the last day of 2021. It's going to be 2022. And sometimes it just feels good to get hit in the face with just some good old fashioned like 2015-esque Asian topic, you know? Someone who's just like, I love Asian stuff, and is like using a samurai sword, but is like is in love with refreshing. A Chinese guy. Yeah, it's just like, all right, you know, hey, throwback. I haven't. It's
but I feel there's like a new perspective to it because we've lived these. You know, I think maybe in 2015 the initial reaction is rage or like, oh, we've been disrespected, but now it's kind of funny. I don't know. Also like I feel. I don't know. It's funny because in the trailer they're like, she has a Asian fetish, and it shows like a bunch of anime things, and then he says he has a Western fetish, and then he's standing in front of a bunch of guns. Yeah. I'm not even sure he has a thing for white women. I think he just likes cowboys or something.
He just likes guns. Yeah.
I'm not sure that it's 1-to-1, which is very, very funny.
You know, whenever
I also
go ahead. Real quick. Whenever people are into quote unquote Asian culture, they just seem to be into like the pop culture part. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's like music or movies or anime.
Music, movies, anime. You know, I guess maybe now there's like people who are real into Korean stuff, but I'm like, yeah, I mean, you know, if you're real into quote unquote Asian culture, why aren't you spending, you know, like, why aren't you having a second family? You know, instead of your wife, you know, like what about hanging out all night at the casino? That's Asian as fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to be into Asian culture? You know, like get a divorce. Yeah. How about that?
That's the thing.
Have a loveless marriage.
When people are like, no, now there's a lot of people who are like Korea fanatics or what's the Koreaphilia?
Yeah.
Like there was like Japanphilia for a long time. But for sure, like, I mean, you know, we know this from having been friends with like Brian and Youngmi and a lot of Korean American comedy friends. Like, there's a lot of fucking family problems that are not, you know, that these white people are not adopting. You know, they're just adopting the haircuts and the food, but they're not adopting like, you know, mentally manipulating your children for 20 years, and debilitating them. Like that's mad Korean.
If you're real into Asian culture, go to Kumon. Okay, if you go to Kumon and be a pre-med, all right, then you're an Asian person. You know, there you go.
That's the thing. If this person was like, you know what, I have an Asian fetish, and it was a montage of her like going to Kumon and like becoming a doctor and like you know having problems with her parents, I'd be like, you know what, you're allowed to say that. You know, like you're honorary Asian. You're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I bought a samurai sword off of Amazon, and I've watched all of the Gundams. Okay.
Just like how the old samurais did it in the Edo period. Ordered it off Amazon.
Oh, this is an ancient sword from Jeff Bezos, the daimyo. Jeff Bezos daimyo.
Jeff Bezos is he's a shogun for sure.
He's a shogun. Oh, I pledge my honor to you, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, come on, buddy. Like, okay, that's all I'm saying. All right, it's 2022. Yeah. Get into now. There's even more resources. Listen, if you got an Asian fetish, but you donate to our Patreon, okay, there you go. Now you're
good.
Now you're into Asian culture. We are Asian culture. Yeah. We're Asian wellness culture.
Asian wellness. Don't you forget.
Asian wellness
we're a health and wellness podcast now. Don't you ever forget. My God. Yeah. I don't know. It's always like there's also like I don't know how to really explain this, but there's a power difference between like when it's done the other way. So obviously, like if we see a fucking dirty white guy saying stuff like that about an Asian woman, it is kind of gross. Like, you know, it's just there's a gender power dynamic to it. But so for some reason, when women do it to men, it's like not, I don't know. To me, it's like it doesn't feel that bad. I know it's equally as bad, but like my first reaction is to laugh because there's just something so funny about her. Like, even, you know, she's like, I was like really into Japanese samurai culture, and then she met a Chinese man. Like, they're not even, you know, there's like everything is so comical about it that it's hard for me to get mad.
It is, yeah. It's bewilderment is a little bit more what I'm, you know, it was the emotion. I would say I'm not really like upset, and I think you're right. I think it is a little different if it's like, because I think, you know, I think you said right. Usually this is like a white dude, like getting a mail order bride, and there's already going to be like a power differential there, you know? Yeah. So that's like, there's like so many different power differentials there. So this is like clearly kind of like a flip of that in some way. So it's like not quite the same thing. And now you're just left with like it being confusing. So I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know if any of our listeners, check this out. So that means that this Chinese dude, his name's Johnny. He has to Johnny, quote unquote. He's gonna come here and he has like 90 days to figure out if he wants to just be with her. Is that what the premise?
I think it's called 90-day because tourist visas are 90 days.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can stay in the country for 90 days.
You know what? As a wellness podcast, all right, I can just say the best of luck to both of them. Love is so hard to find.
100%. It's so hard to find. As long as the follow up is there, you're texting each other's back, you're there for each other. I support it. I support it even if it has a racist foundation. Yeah. Because love is it's so hard to find love in your 30s. Ellen, I get it. Part of the article said they met on a social media group that was catered for Asian men and white women or something that.
Yeah.
I know that's like a thing now. I remember when I was in high school, I was doing some research and I came across this dating website called HeyI.com. Have you heard of it before?
HeyI.com.
Somebody told me about it. Like some Vietnamese kid told me about it at school. I think I was in high school when I found out. I don't even think it exists anymore.
Sure.
And it never picked up mainstream. But it's a dating forum. This is when forums were a thing. It's a dating like blog forum for Asian men and non-Asian women. So you go on there and you make a profile. And I remember I made a profile. And I started getting messages immediately.
Whoa.
Immediately. And it was like kind of the first time I felt I think there's a lot of like anime and like fetishization happening on the website.
For sure.
But it was nice to be wanted. Does that make sense? Because I feel like on online dating, the stereotype is that like Asian guys, we don't get any matches, or like we used to not for like a long time. And that like does something to your head. But there's definitely something. You log on and you just start getting messages automatically.
Wow. Did you message these people back?
I chatted with them, but I was like, I didn't even like live in the same state as a lot of because it's like
weird.
a global thing.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes they don't even live in the same state or the country. But I remember, I wonder if any of our listeners, because I know we have some freaky straight Asian guy listeners who are probably into this shit. If you participate on this website, please let us know what your experience was like. I was too young to really understand what was going on, but it did exist. And I remember the logo. You can probably go on. Let me Google this right now. The logo was like an anime character of an Asian guy dating another. Oh my god, it's still there.
Oh my god,
this looks so. Okay, hold on. I'm messaging it to you right
now.
Okay. This is like before Facebook and shit.
Hold on here.
Okay, I just Facebook messaged you.
Oh, I see on Facebook. Hold on.
This is kind of problematic now that I'm looking at the website.
Okay, let's see here. Maybe we can get these guys to be sponsors of ours.
Yo.
Okay, first of all, oh my god, this is like...
Oh my god.
This website is bringing me way the fuck back. Whoa.
Yes. Are you having a Ratatouille flashback?
Oh my god, this is like so 2008 or something.
Yeah.
You know what though? But again, hey, this is like... It's kind of like a refreshing... You know when you ever see like a cringy picture of yourself from high school? This is like it. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
There's not that many users.
Not anymore. I mean, now with Tinder and everything. And now with the Asian wave, this kind of went away, I think. This is pre-Asian wave dating. Definitely check out HeyI if you're looking for a problematic relationship. And Mike and I are going to keep an eye out on this 90-day fiancé thing. Maybe it'll turn into something more interesting. We'll see if they're a good match in real person. But the podcast stance is that we support this relationship because it's hard to find love.
Yeah, we're into it.
That is it. I think that's it, man. I think we're out of topics.
Okay, man. All right. That was sweet, dude. The first episode of 2022 is in the books. We hope you are safe and staying safe, feeling loved, even if it's on HeyI.com. You know what? Find love, man. Find love. Do your thing. And tell us what you're doing to stay well, keep your balls healthy.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, we are. We're obviously the podcast is still going on, despite so many things that could have kept it from going on. Have you seen? This is one last thing. Have you seen? I haven't seen it yet, but I keep hearing about the Beatles like documentary.
I haven't seen it.
You
but
know,
it looks really good. Yeah.
it looks really good, but it's just like them like riffing, you know, and then eventually you almost like see them break up right there on because like
Oh,
one
yeah.
of them- yeah, they leave.
They
right?
keep they keep saying, well, if you don't want to be here, quit the band.
Yeah.
They're so cold. They're so cold.
It's just like that's really what this is. That's this podcast, man. And any second,
Yeah.
you just be well, one of us is out of here, and that's it.
There should be a documentary about our podcast. We should make a documentary like the Beatles one.
Where we're sitting in the same room and, and riffing on jokes.
Just we're gonna make it look like it's the 70s. you
Yeah,
know?
and
we're-
Yoko Ono will be there, the actual Yoko Ono, because she lives in
Yeah,
New York
Yoko.
City. No, we do have some fun stuff. Okay, so eventually we will be able
Yeah.
to see different people.
Yeah.
The kind of weird thing with Sketchfest is that it's technically not quote unquote canceled. It's just delayed
postponed.
until next year, which I don't know.
Yeah.
So I guess we're booked for 2023. All right, you know.
Yeah.
But hopefully there's not another variant there called like I don't know, the Boys to Men variant, and it'll fuck us up there. So well, we hope there's not another variant then. We hope we can see you all in 2022. We hope you can come to see us in Hack City. The next one is,
yes.
I believe, January 14th. You can check out, go to asiannotasianpod.com for tickets. And yeah, I mean, Fumi, what else is there?
Please follow us on all the social platforms at Asian Not Asian Pod on Instagram and TikTok. I'm also on both those things at the Fumi Abe. That's TheFumiABE.
You can find me on Instagram at Nice Pants Bro.
I'm also doing a Hack City in LA if you're on the West Coast, January 15th at the Airliner. Just go to fumiabe.com for tickets, or the ticket link will be in the episode description of this podcast.
Awesome.
This is the first episode of the year. I think we're going to have to skip the third unless I record like another one tomorrow, like with somebody, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So this will be coming out January like 7th or something, I think.
Word.
Let's see. So sorry about last week. There's no episode last week, but hey, we're back. We're back on it. We got some exciting guests for 2022, and we're excited to show you what we got. We're excited to show you our healthy balls. So that was it. We love you, and Anos, we'll see you guys next week. Okay,
Bye.
Bye.